Kaliyug. In Kaliyuga, we are having problems which were not there in Treta Yuga, not in Dwapar Yuga, not in Satya Yuga. Our problems are typical. And I always used to say there are about 110% of people having problem. Meaning, out of 100, there are about 110 problems. Some having 2, some having 3, some having 4. What are these problems? The problems are not only related to money. It's not that. There are many problems which are created through vibrations. Now, most of the time we say, what tension hai? When we say what tension hai, what is our body language? Anybody can tell me? What is our body language? What tension hai? What we do? Please be participative. You know? When we say what tension hai? What we do? What we do? No, when how we depict tension? Where our hand goes. Yes. What tension? Why this? What tension? Which we have to, I mean, it's a normal. What tension? Whether it's of examination, whether it's your friend, your relative, anybody, your head, what tension? Now this, what tension is an indicative that something is here. Something is here. What is that something? I will help you to have a remedy of here. What is that here? And why here? If you have go to a doctor, he heals you. He gives some paracetamol or something of that. And you, if you have a headache, you take a paracetamol. Start, okay, relieved. What has relieved? Have you really relieved? It's a body getting relieved, not mind. That tablet goes in the stomach, makes your body, it's anti-pain and you feel, relieved. No, it's not relieved. You have to go for a relaxation, not relief only. And relaxation, we don't know how to get it. There is no medicine for relaxation. There is our God, not Hindu God. The nature, cosmic energy has given a lot of remedies. We don't go. We always feel, ये तो religion है. After 40, manjira leke we will sit and then Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Ram. And that is religion. That is not, that may not give spirituality unless you understand what is really spirituality. Why to chant Rama? Why to chant mantra? We do it mechanically and then say, कुछ फर्क नहीं हुआ. God has not relieved us. इतना मैं भजन करता हूँ सुबह 5 बजे मंगला. Don't do that. Do what I say. Your career goal, whatever you have decided. If you have not decided also, you will start understanding your career goal here. Vision shall be clear the moment you understand the logic. Start healing mind. Why mind? It is a store of a lot of things. So solve it here, not body. Body can be solved, so here. All diseases are here only. So my attempt today is to understand. There are many Hindu mantras having lot of benefits in. But I being a Hanuman Duta, I will always project my Hanuman's benefit. I will always say a lot of benefit from Hanuman's stuti. What is the stuti? Sri Ram Jai Ram, Hanuman. No. SunderKand. Ramayana, Ramcharit, there are many types of Ramayana. In fact, the major one is written by Valmiki, which is in Sanskrit. The other one is in Avadhi, written by Tulsidas, which is known as Ramcharitmanas. Now, this Ramcharitmanas is in poetic form. Is in the form of poetry. The language is Avadhi, near to Hindi. Correct? And it's in a poetry form. It is said that SunderKand is having terrible power. Even a layman from the city where I am coming, Vadodara, is considered to be SunderKand Dham. Where even a chai wala understands, oh, SunderKand Dham, Hanuman ji, bahut fayda. Itna to he will always say. He may not be knowing anything else. SunderKand Dham, bahut ताकतवान फायदा. why there is Faida. When this SunderKand was written, Tulsidas sat under a tree and he was writing all this Kand, and when he came to SunderKand, which is the depiction of Hanumanji's journey from Rameshwaram to Lanka, locating Sitaji and coming back and telling Rama, Sitaji is okay. This all in a poetic form is SunderKand. Now from traveling from Rameshwaram to Lanka, he faced many obstacles like we are facing in our life. There's a Subsa in our life, there's Lankini in our life, and there's Manak also. Manak is a golden parvat, golden, where we get tempted and we miss the target. So, in this SunderKand, when Tulsidas started writing, this is a spiritual justification I am giving you. The other one would be scientific, for which I am here. When Tulsidas started writing, he thought that Hanumanji went from Rameshwaram to Lanka. Who was the witness? None. So how do I write? What has happened? How we managed everything? Unless Hanumanji comes, I cannot write. So he started calling Ahwan. Those days Rishi Munis used to be very powerful. Did an Ahwan, a call, when we call it a call. Hanumanji came. Tulsidas narrated that this incident, I am writing Ramcharitmanas about Rama, and this SunderKand, I don't know, you have to tell me. Hanumanji started and this Tulsidas started writing it. At the end of Sakla Sumangaldayakas, Karuna, Raguna, so that the last verse is this: whosoever reads SunderKand, whosoever speaks SunderKand, Sadar Sunhi, Sadar matter with respect, whosoever listens, whosoever recites, whosoever sings, shall be travel, Bhavasagar kar jaye, Bhavasagar, I mean ocean of our life, would be free from all worries. Because Tulsidas told that in Kali Yuga, people would be having so many problems, they would be going away from their own self. They'll be searching for happiness outside, in car, in money, in relatives, in friends, in whiskey. They always think, oh, that's a happiness. They take whiskey and go, 2 ghanta, 4 ghanta, that's a temporary happiness. So, he told Hanumanji, rather requested Hanumanji, please empower this Kanda such a way that in Kali Yuga, not in Satyuga. Had it been a Satyuga and if you speak SunderKand, you may not get, you may get moksha, but not the benefit. We don't want moksha. We have not said what will be our next birth. We want benefit in this birth. Solution of our problem. Moksha to dekha jai agle janam mein, if we are a lizard, it's okay. We are not worried. But what about this janam, when we are having so many problems and we cannot share to anybody? We have to share within ourselves, not even with wife, not even with husband. So, SunderKand, he says that Tulsidas, in fact, we should thank Tulsidas. On our behalf, he demanded from Hanumanji. Then Hanumanji said that Adi, Vyadi and Upadi. There are three types of problems, Adi, Vyadi and Upadi. I don't go into the detail of it. But then a person in a Kali Yuga, if he sings, writes, listens, speaks, preaches SunderKand, shall be free from all worries, and his path for the goal, not of moksha, path of the goal for his vision, his growth shall be clear, and there won't be any unwanted problems. That was, and that's why this is a benefit. SunderKand has terrible power. This is spiritual part. The other part, the science part, where I may not easily accept that also. I will have many questions. अरे किसने बोला हनुमान जी आए थे तुलसीदास जी के सामने? Just because book has written, there is a mention in a book, should we believe? I said, keep it with great respect aside. We did a scientific analysis of these verses of SunderKand, and we concluded something which I will be sharing with you, that SunderKand verses are like a mobile chip. What is a mobile chip? In mobile chip, there's a program. Program is again having an alphabet. And alphabet gets activated when you pass electricity. And there is formation of waves where after a few kilometers, you can have a vision, you can have a audio also. And we easily accept, there are waves. I switch on the button, there are waves which are invisible and catches. There's a transmission, there's a receiver and everything, scientifically. But then, why you are accepting this? Just because America has said? No. Our rishis said prior to this America. Tulsidas, they kept these words such a way that, like in a chip, program is alphabet. Jam Vant ke bachan suha hai. It's an alphabet, combination of an alphabet. Mangala Bhavan, Amangala Hari. It's an alphabet placed such a way that then later he activated. He gave a power because Tulsidas he might be a poor chap as far as finance is concerned, but he was very rich in Vignan. A step ahead Gnan is Vignan. He placed his words such a way and gave an empowerment that these words get activated when you speak, which is known as phonetic science. This is a phonetic science. All with BA English might be doing. English can be learned with a phonetic preparation. Can, you say you can. That's what, how you pronounce, how you speak. It's a science, it's a phonetic science. So the moment you speak SunderKand, Mangala Bhavan, Amangala Hari, you feel, oh, it's a Mangala Bhavan. It's not that. It's a science. The words getting activated. And what happens after getting activation? Just like in mobile, you have a battery. When you get discharged, what you do? You keep it in a plug. Plug gets into DP. DP gets from the thermal station. And from thermal station, you get an energy. For you, it's a simple. You get it into plug. Our body is consisting of 7 energy centers, 7 chakras we call it. When we feel upset, when we are having disease, some that energy goes down and we have to take that energy. From where? We don't know. We take tablet and feel, oh, acha ho gaya. No. God has created natural healing power. God has created. We don't know. We feel, oh, science is taking tablet. It's not there. So when we are down, when we are upset, we have to do what? Take energy from where we have come. We are an energy ball, and there's an energy, super energy known as Param Atma. We are Atma. Param Atma. Don't feel that I'm talking religion. It's not religion, it's a science. Rishis has given this name. If I speak super energy, you will say, oh yeah. There's a thermal power located in space. And we are small DPs or holders or a mobile with a battery in our body. When we die, what happens? Body remains. Like mobile, if we take out a battery, body remains. It's of no use without battery. So our energy level, which is an Atma, have come from Param Atma, goes down. We die. What you have to do? Like that, you are getting an energy from that holder. We have to take an energy from super energy, Param Atma. And the day you start doing that, you start healing. The moment you get an energy, it's an healing. From which part of the body you are injured, we don't know, but you start getting healing. So SunderKand versions, my science is something based on that. But first of all, in any assumptions, in any science theory, we have to take an assumption. So assume yourself to be an Atma, small energy, originated from Superatma, Paramatma, super energy. Okay. With these assumptions, I now start giving some what happens. This is a healing. When you start getting an injury and the clotting starts, when you fall down and your skin gets out and then suddenly there's a clotting, natural, without having any medicine. God has given that natural healing, and we call it, my wound has been healing. It's healed. Now, for all of us, where is our wound? Wound is here. How to get healing of that? Physical wound can be solved, but what about this? Okay, so healing is process of recovery. Okay. Now the science says that most of our diseases are brain-based, psychological-based. Purely spiritually, 50%. It's just research. It's not from my own pocket. Go on a Google and you will get it. This is psychological and physical. So if we take 10% of it, so again 50 and 10, we forget physical. Spiritual, psychological and physical, forget 10, so 20, 20, 10 and 50. 80% of our diseases are brain-based, mind-based. So the solution has to be where? Here. You have to treat here, not medicine. When we are in stress, when we are in tension, बहुत है. Exam का tension, बहुत है. So you have to, somebody would take, a tablet saying, oh, I will remain awakened, so I may not get sleep. Somebody would take laxative. They try to solve your body, not your mind. All tensions, all diseases are mind-based. So we have to solve mind. What happens? This is a human brain. This is mind. There's a difference between brain and a mind. That's a spirituality. Whenever I have a time, I will explain the difference between a brain and a mind. Now, brain, what it does, like there's a mosquito here. Brain senses, sensory nerve, senses, and analyze and tell this hand, go there, and immediately we go here. So, this is the physical function of the brain, immediate action. There's a rain, oh, we keep our hand here. That's a sensory action. But there are certain things which are regulatory functions, and that is in our body there's a pituitary gland. The moment there is some tension, a pituitary gland is developed. And it develops two things. One is stress hormones, other is sex hormones. Now this stress hormone goes where? Nowhere. It remains in the body. Had it been an action to be taken, it would have done it. But what about the stress hormones? Where it goes? It remains in the body, in a form of wave. It remains in a form of wave. Our body, whatever you are seeing, is a shape, but below it, there are numerous waves of this birth as well as last birth. The science of it. I just tell you, when you get a good thought, this is a scientist who gave an analysis that there are waves. The waves are with a frequency of 6 and 8 hertz. The stress waves are with a wave of this hertz. So, if you want to reduce stress, you generate wave of the same frequency to kill it, a positive one. There's a scientist gentleman, Nikola Tesla, he did this analysis. This is nothing Indian. Halki rishis have done it crores of years back. So, what happens? What a wave does? Whatever good thing has happened in our life, I got a good percentage of life in my graduation. I'm so happy. The thought of happiness remains in your body, lifelong. And we call it, the spiritual word is raga. Raga and dvesh, we call it. And raga is, you like it. You never wanted to, when you are looking at a good cinema, we never wanted to say, yeah, khatam nahi hona chahiye, because we are enjoying it. But that also remains in our body as a wave form. We call it raga. It's a dangerous. Even good happiness also should not stay. The same is a friend fighting with each other and saying, I didn't like her behavior. That's a dvesha. And our religious people say, Rag aur dvesh se mukt karo. Rag aur dvesh se mukt karo. We say, rag aur dvesh se mukt karo. Kahan se? From here only. Bauddhikta. It is known as Bauddhikta, not from internal. राग द्वेष मुक्त मतलब हो गया, हाँ ठीक है, मेरे को कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता if he does it or not. This is from this level. Even dvesha, बोलते हैं no. My mother-in-law said something 10 years back. Oh, I have forgotten. Again, it's not forgotten. It is there in a form of way. So this raga and dvesha has to be removed from internal, not from bauddhikta, from brain. Okay. So this accumulate, and this is the cause of disease as well as stress. Stress is because of this. Okay, now what happens? How to counteract? We have to counteract by cosmic waves. Waves are available in this space. We have to develop it and snatch it. How to get it? Here comes to your rescue, SunderKand. Sundar comes to your rescue. Now, when this is Atma, this is Paramatma, and these have taken one verse of SunderKand. It's known as Samput, Mangal Bhavan, Amangalhari, Drausha Dasarat, Ajiraviya, Jamavandike, and so on, so on, so on. It's a non-stop 1.5 hour of recitation. There are about 625 verses, 1200 sentences, 25,000 words in SunderKand. For 1.5 hour, whenever you are doing this cosmic Param Atma, your phonetic energy is developing and it's going towards that Param Atma. You can call it Hanumanji, you can call it anything. You can call Allah, anything. It's our body is trying to snatch energy from cosmic energy, and at the end of 1.5 hour, you will feel the first अच्छा लगता है. किसी को भी पूछो अच्छा लगता है. Why? Because this process is of a yoga. When you sit with folded legs and try to keep your face into book, concentrating the sentences, out of so many senses, at least 3 senses are directing towards that energy. It is said that at the end of 21 days you get whatever you want. At the end of 21 days you get whatever you have decided. Whatever career plans are there, you get it. I have got it. That's why with that confidence I am with you. Now, this is just a difference. What happens in that sound? Like this sound was pleasing. Oh, what's the theory behind it? That this is when you, now this sound is irritating because the wavelength of this is so nearby and it is not pleasing to hear. But when you listen a song of Lata Mangeshkar or anything, any pleasing sound, the reason behind it is having equal wavelength. This wavelength, the distance between these two is say this, say, and so you feel good. SunderKand verses when passed to the scientific instrument known as oscilloscope, developed this sound. If you speak Mangala Bhavana, Mangalhari, Travosudasara, you may not be a singer, you may not be a good reciter, you may not be knowing any the sur, lay, anything. The power of words is such that it develops on speaking, it develops a phonetic energy having equal wavelength, and when a sound or a piece of equal wavelength pleases, tries to harm that already negative wave lying there. This is a positive wave. A wave having equal wavelength is a positive wave. When it enters your wave, which is thought, negative thought, is being destroyed step by step. And what happens? I can explain you. It's a form of chip. So what happens while you recite SunderKand? 7 chakras of our body. And there are 14 chakras towards Paramatma. Machines are there to prove this. So when you are speaking these verses, Mangala Bhavana, Mangalhari, Mangala Bhavana, Mangalhari, your 7 chakras are getting, and these are the names of chakras. It's a scientific name, not from my pocket. And these are all chakras has a function decided by God. God is empowered with all the energies. All the chakras are full of energies. We have to activate that energies. When you feel down, that means your chakras are getting destroyed or minimize their energy. So what happens? This happens. Mangala Bhavana Mangalhari, Travosudasara Ajiraviya, Jamavandike Bachana Sumai, Suni Hanumanta Hridaya Divai. This is the science. It happens. Imagine this happens for 1.5 hours. What would be the energy in the body, the chakras? Even if you are speaking slowly, this has to happen. This has to happen. Additionally, what happens? Additionally, your aura, our body is surrounded by aura. If you just do this, you will feel heat, feeling of heat. Science says it's a friction. I don't consider that as friction. It's an energy aura which is there surrounding our body, getting activated, and this is a proof that's an energy. Now this energy, just like in the 7 chakras, these are having 7 energy level. It's a big job. And the cameras are available today where you can have your aura testified. It's called a Helium camera. Now, when you speak SunderKand, what happens? This aura is getting activated this way. Aura is getting activated. So what happens? If a sound person's aura level would be clear cut like this, 7 color distinctly in the photograph. Now when you're not having that photograph, we are planning to have this medically proved with an instrument after I go to Baroda. Take a photograph of a person prior speaking SunderKand. Take a photograph of a person after speaking SunderKand. If these layers are 4 or 3 or 2, and later on it will be more, better, brighter. This proves that SunderKand works. Okay? And this is the process, how it works. Now, this is the science of SunderKand. The important study of my trust, and of course myself, is the concept of SunderKand Dhyana. If this SunderKand verses are so much powerful, how about using it with Dhyana? What is a Dhyana? Most of us cannot do meditation. But this concept, you will be in position to sit for 2 hours without, I will explain you how to do that. But then if you can do this for just 7 days, you will have your career here, your vision, whatever you want. Okay, what is Dhyana? Let us go for this. Now this is NASA study. Listen very carefully.
The sound of the sun was considered by most ancient religions as the most sacred sound of the universe. It is a sound that cannot be heard by the human ear, because the human ear only hears between 20 and 20,000 hertz. The sound of the sun is much lower in frequency and also much higher in frequency than we can hear. Could the sound of the sun be part of the universal language system? NASA has recorded the actual sound of the sun in deep space and compressed the inaudible waves so that human ears can hear it. If we listen to the sound, we can hear and feel a deep vibration. The sound of the sun recorded by NASA is precisely as the ancient Hindus had described it in the Vedas thousands of years ago. It is a mantra that can be intoned with human speech as Om.
This is a sound coming from sun.
In the 6th century BC, Pythagoras also heard the sound of the sun and described it as a deep resonant hum with higher frequencies blended into it. How did the ancient Hindus know this mantra if it could not be heard by the human ear? Could they have actually peered into the universal consciousness and perceived it? As human language and the language of nature cannot travel faster than the speed of sound as a sound wave, language as information could travel at the speed of light and beyond by entangling itself on more subtle energies. In the same way that we can send human voices or music on radio waves at the speed of light, we can send our own dialogue personal energy signature, and information through our own biophoton light emissions at the speed of light. While the speed of light is useful to communicate within the solar system, it cannot take us far beyond it in any reasonable amount of time. In this way, biophoton emissions are limited, while more subtle bioenergies are not. Dr. Tiller's discovery of the psychic force as subtle energies emanating from the human body of consciousness demonstrates how our personal information can travel on subtle energy frequencies at the speed of light squared, cubed, and beyond.
So, after knowing all these things, naturally mind gets motivated to explore this thing. Imagine if the sound of the sun is Om. Another research says that when our earth is rotating on axis, it's an Om. And when we speak Om, what would be the energy level? Terrible energy level. And added to this, with Om, are the verses of SunderKand, or you can take Gayatri Mantra, whatever. What would be the benefit? So with that question mark, we planned out a SunderKand Dhyanam at Vadodara. This is a scene wherein all are in Dhyanam position. SunderKand verses are being spoken by me. You did not speak Om, you did not speak SunderKand verses, just enjoy yourself. Enjoy the sound and the feeling. I will take you for 4 minutes, 3 minutes to that feeling. But there's a demo, we did it, and for that I have given you the brochure of SunderKand Dhyanam, which you can do it at your place also. You can try it for 21 days with the demo that I will be doing. At the end of 22nd day or 21st day, you will find yourself different. Your career plan. I don't want a moksha, I am here or not for moksha. We don't know renunciation, we don't know what would be my next birth. I am worried about this birth, my career, money, and my life. How to get it? Surrender to the Almighty, cosmic power, SunderKand Dhyanam. Correct? And this was the response. I will make you feel what are the requirements, what you should do it. But then, at the end of it, Mauna. Mauna is an important part. Before you start, you keep your mouth closed. After completing, ensure that another half an hour you don't speak. Whatever energy you have retained, whatever you have gained is to be retained. That is important. And that energy will speak. So, we read that after just showing 2 or 3 slides that how I am planning to, how my mission, my trust mission is to remove the superstition that lie in our society. In number of 2 or 3 superstitions, with the power of SunderKand verses, we did it to remove that superstition. One of the superstition is, Shmashan mein bahut bhoot hote, the ghost in cemetery. And who is Hanumanji? Please tell me, who is Hanumanji, if at all you are knowing Hanumanji? What is the duty? He is a Hanuman, Bhoot Nashak. Bhoot Pisach Nikat nahi aaye. We say that. Bhoot Pisach Nikat nahi aaye. Now, if I am a good follower of Hanumanji, I am a Hanumanji Doot, then I should be relaxed. If I am in the middle of the Bhoot, Hanumanji is there. If I have trust on Hanumanji. What we do, we speak mantras from here. Hanuman Chalisa from here, not from here. I took it literally, believing Bhoot Pisach Nikat nahi aave. We planned out a SunderKand at one of the Shmashan at Baroda. See how many people attended. 1,500 people attended, out of which 50% were ladies. We sat there, ate prasadam, about 100 kilos, prasadam, banana, halwa and all. And 50% of them were crying in bliss. Crying in bliss. They were not weeping, crying. Ecstasy. They were feeling super happiness. I don't know that this would have been the result. But at the end of it, during part, SunderKand part, because we have done a video also, people were crying, reached a level of super consciousness, super happiness. Let us say that. And this is moksha healing, not for our moksha. Let us see. Now, there particularly, there were about 7 bodies for cremation. We were not knowing, and we did a SunderKand. We had, of course, good halogen lamps and all. So many people attended. And what happens to this Atma, who just died? As I said, Atma is an energy. So when we die, energy has to go out. Being lighter, it goes out. And in our Hindu culture says that 13 days we have to do bhajana. 30 days Atma remains here. What is that 13 days? Why? Because it's lighter. And why to do bhajana? Because bhajan gives power to push it. Because if SunderKand verses as a power, energy as a power, now that energy cannot be pushed by any other things but some spirituality. And if SunderKand verses as that typical energy, power, then it should help Atma to move ahead. So this process takes place. Atma goes up. So many people singing SunderKand. Atma has to go up. It has to go up. It has to go up. Reach a level beyond, enter into a space. It's a moksha. It's a moksha. So SunderKand has power of healing our body, our mind, and our soul. And when your mind, body, soul are in harmony, you are that's an ultimate moksha. So these are the power. Out of so many, 50% of them were crying. My website is having many more photos of this, wherein a lady MLA or a politician is doing an aarti. Okay. Another power is water. Our Hindu culture says that pani, nadi kinare, you do all good activities. Why? The waves of the water emits positive energy. Now if you do SunderKand verses and waves are matching together, what happens to the negative waves here? It has to be crushed. It has to be crushed. So this is a process we did it at one of the rivers near Baroda, known as Mahi Nadi. We sat in the boat. He's one Baba, never say he's a Baba. He came because he was knowing the power of SunderKand. This Baba had done Rama Japal crore time in jungle. That Baba came, he is doing one cloth only. He said that you have been doing a marvelous job. God has created everything and you are trying to take out. So this is a river, and here, believe me, these both incidents I did it on Amavasya. We consider Amavasya as a bad day. I consider that a good day for our renunciation, for our prayer. This was a scene at 5 a.m. So, and there were about 800 of these people doing SunderKand. Okay, now this we have not done it. It's on the top of the hill. It's a science. At the top of the hill, the air is light. When you speak, Jai Hanumana, Jai Hanumana, Jai Hanumana, it has to remain there for longer duration. And that being a positive vibration, it has to create soul here. That's why Kailash, Shivji's place is Kailash. Turant Dhyanam. You get immediately Dhyanam. Okay. So, this was my SunderKand presentation, and this is my own Anubhuti. And I have shared with people at Baroda, so Anubhav. They have given me feedback also. They have given me the benefits of it. None today has. And when I planned out a Shmashana, I got a phone call from many Maharaja. Who are you? Which Shastra I said that you can do SunderKand in cemetery? I said, no Shastra I said that. But then there is nothing wrong also doing that. And after getting this success, there was a precedent that now in Baroda, whenever there is a funeral, people go with a SunderKand book And those who nearby people are there, they have to wait till final ash is there. So they do SunderKand.